uh, welcome to Kennedy's TV Talk Live. This is just a preview because I'll be doing this on Patreon, but I couldn't figure out the Patreon yet, so we're here on YouTube. And this is an ode to Beyonce and her Sir Davis ad. Do I look just like her? Well, yes, it's in the blood. And hopefully no one's like confused and you're like, wait, what is Beyonce doing here? This, that, and the third. I thought her hair was blonde, it's black now. It's just like, no, it's just me. It's just your girl, Kennedy. Anyway, I hope you enjoy this live. Here we will be discussing Real Housewives of Potomac and Real Housewives of New York. If you haven't seen the first episodes, there will be tons of spoilers in this live. So if you want to wait, get out of this video, watch the episodes, come back, enjoy the conversation. Welcome to all the girls that are here. Let's get started. Alrighty, so go ahead and put that out. Pop. So I decided to watch both Real Housewives of Potomac and Real Housewives of New York. 2 seasons that I enjoy, 2 franchises that I enjoy rather. Real Housewives of Potomac, there were some changes. Let's discuss it. I should also note that I'm going to be talking about the show in order of how the show was shown. So from top to bottom. If I skip something, bring it up in the comments because I'll be paying attention to the comments as well, okay? So Pop, Real Housewives of Potomac. We start off with this scene, this crime TV ass scene that was reenacting Karen Huger's DUI. Horrible scene, hated it. My thing about it is like we all know what a DUI is. We don't need to know how it happened. All of that reenacting it and crashing into the tree. All right. Just knock it off already. We get it, girl. I just felt like it was a waste of time. We didn't need all that. That's me personally, especially doing that to someone who's been on the show for so long and given us so much. Thought it was kind of tacky on Bravo's part. I didn't think it was necessary, but whatever. The thing about Potomac is a lot of times I feel like there's not a lot of juice with their franchise, so they have to juice shit up. You know what I mean? They have to do a lot of let's try to they drag shit out, in my opinion, on Real Housewives of Potomac. So I feel like that's what they were doing. Starting the season off with, we're going to have to drag some shit out because there's really not that much going on. The ladies hold things close to the chest. They really don't like sharing what's really going on. And that's my issue with Potomac in general. The next scene, Gizelle is there. She's technically opening up the season. She's in the car. She's on the way to Karen Huger's house to pick her up, shade, because Karen can't drive, question mark. I don't know how the DUI thing works, but she goes to pick Karen up. She's wearing a jean jumpsuit halter top with a ruched back. I just feel like at this day and age, I don't want to see a ruched back. Not on Miss Gizelle Bryant. I just don't want to see a ruched back on that back. Get you a jean jumpsuit if you must that doesn't have the ruched back. That's me. That's all I'm saying. Anyway, Karen mentions to Gizelle that her injuries from this DUI crash were minor. She has a rib injury, she has a rib injury and an ankle injury. I didn't realize it was that severe. I remember hearing about Karen getting a DUI, but I just didn't remember it being that intense. But I guess it's like a whole thing. Another thing is, I didn't realize that this was Karen's second DUI. Let me preface this by saying that I enjoy Karen. I think Karen is funny. I think Karen has given a lot to that franchise. So I hate to see her in this type of predicament where she um these girls have this on her. You know what I mean? Because one thing about these girls, they will constantly bring up your dirt. They gonna throw it out every single time. Thank you for all the compliments, girl. Really appreciate it. Thank you. So Pop, I think as far as Gizelle and Karen's relationship goes, this was one of those moments where we see the root of Karen and Gizelle's relationship, which is that these girls started together. At the end of the day, I do think that they are friends first, but I think that there's been so much done on Gizelle's end in regards to how she's spoken about Karen and Karen's family that Karen is she keeps her at an arm's distance. It's like, yes, we started this together, we've been in here together, but I've got to is it what? Let me get somebody up out of here. Hold on, girls. It's getting stupid up in here. Okay. For any and all men who are in here being disgusting, let me tell you the requirements in order for you to continue to be that. At least 6'2". Gotta be under 6'5". This is not a circus show. A recent dental appointment, and I need to see your papers. A nail bed that I can see. You're not biting it off. Whoa, what the? Oh my God. It is niggas galore in here and they are talking crazy. Let me get this one out of here. Hold on, girls. They throwing me off my mark. Let me just, right. No, how do we filter them out? We have to do that because it's getting slightly ridiculous. Anyway, let me just continue with what I'm talking about because they messing up our stuff. Anyway, back to, this is a girl's room. Let's worry about us. Let me start looking at the comments because it's just getting uglier and uglier as I read. Okay, so Pop. I say that all to say I think that Karen hates that Gizelle has this on her. Hello? I said I was gonna stop reading the comments. Maybe I need to. But what the hell? Right? For the people who are watching this on replay, there is an option for you to rewatch for you to look at the comments as well. You can do a live chat. But yeah, oh my God. Okay, I guess I see what's going on. I thought when I go live, only the people who follow me would see it, but I see what's really going on here. Cover your cleavage. I got one better. How about I get you the fuck up out of here? Yow! Yow! Hold on. No. Yow. You ain't coming back. That's me. Yeah, I don't know how to create a moderator, but next time I will know that I need to do that. Let me see. Hold on, Kimmy. Let me see if I can make you a moderator. Oh, yeah. Pop. Kimmy, I just made you a moderator. So if you see something that's crazy, you didn't ask me a moderator, but I just saw your comment and I recognize you. So if you don't mind, if you see a crazy comment, do you mind removing that person? All right, let's get back to the show. So Karen has this DUI. They're eating in this, mom and pop type breakfast spot, and she's missing 2 fingernails. That's what I can say for Karen. Every time she blinks, her eyes don't quite like close. It's like her eyes are like doing like this. I want to know what's going on. Apparently she's on some medication or something, but it is a bit uncomfy seeing her like this because Karen is like, she is the grande dame of the season. So I didn't like seeing her in that way. I'd like to see her in a different situation. But yeah, I thought it was shade that the production decided to do a close up of her nails, even though I did notice that they were missing. It's like, nah, y'all ain't had to do no close up of the damn nails. So, boom. Um, okay, so anyway, oh, Karen had a facelift, you think? Oh wow. Oh my god. The comments are insane. Okay, let me just continue. It's getting sick in here. Um, okay. What I will say is that there was a confessional look that Karen had, and she was all in blue, and she looked really pretty. I love that look on her. So, boom, let's get on to Mia. Mia has a new man. Her and DJ Ink are official. They showed a clip of her and G talking. G is her ex-husband that she separated from. I don't know if the divorce is like final yet, but they are separated and she's dating someone else. She decided to share that her and Ink have done G's laundry. I guess just letting us know the nature of their relationship. They then did the man's laundry, folded up his panties, and took it back up to his apartment. It's just like, hey, um, we didn't need to know all that. G is already in a situation where this is a pretty embarrassing situation. We didn't need to, yeah, please, thank you so much. We did not need to know that last bit of info. Like, it just felt like a little too much. I hate Mia's confessional looks. I do not think that they are flattering on her. Personally, my feelings on Mia, it's like I like her, but also I don't think she's the type of person who I would genuinely be friends with. So yeah, it's like I like her for television and that's just about it. So no, it literally is. Do I need to add another moderator? Who else wants to be a moderator so I can add you? I see. I see it's not. Exactly, Allison. Who else can be a moderator? I need to see a name I know. Oof. Oh my God. I'm just not gonna look at the comments. At this point, I'm doing this for the girls to be able to replay because the comments are so yuck. Um, yeah, Gordon, just poor thing. He's moved into the building that Mia lives in, and they're just trying to, I guess, adjust to their new normal. They were talking about co-parenting. Mia wants a standard co-parent relationship, and G is like, I want a co-parent, but there are some rules and regulations, i.e., yo, new nigga cannot take my son to the barbershop. And what's so crazy about when he said that was I saw a video recently, I think on TikTok, that was saying, that was showing a dad that was upset that his child's mother took him to the barbershop with her new man, and she felt the type of way about that. So yeah, she got okay, let me make, hold on, I got you. Thank you, Morgan. Here. Boom. Oof. So yeah, should we hide the chat? I like the chat though. I want y'all to be able to I want y'all to be able to talk in the chat. We just gotta ignore the weirdos that are in here. So Mia also slides in that she wants a paternity test. I said, oh, like, that's interesting. You want a paternity test. At first, she was making it very clear that G is absolutely the father, but now she's like, I want a paternity test because I guess she wants to prove that G's the father, but it's just like, this isn't helping anything. I think Mia needs to just like lay low. In the words of Whitney Houston, you better lay low. So, Pop, Ashley is ready to date. Ashley's meeting up with, I don't know who that lady is, but all I can say is snooze. I don't give a fuck. Ashley don't do nan for me. I'm sorry, but like, she doesn't do anything for me. I feel like Ashley's role in this franchise is to be the one who's not scared to bring up, you know, conversations that could create conflict. Like, she doesn't care to engage in combative situations. She doesn't, like, she ain't scared. I can appreciate that about her. But she's just, to me, not like a likable individual in this particular dynamic. So there's that. We go to Wendy. Wendy is no longer gonna be teaching. She sent in her resignation as a professor, and her confessional look. She had on like a butterfly confessional look. Didn't love it. Um, I saw a video on TikTok that was about a speech impediment, and it was something called like tongue tied or tongue knot. It had something to do with that thing. I want Wendy to look into that immediately because she might have that. Karen's QVC friend Stacy. They are dress shopping. Karen's hair looks great. I loved Karen's hair in that particular scene. The lady Stacy, it's just like, okay, so is this our new, is she one of the new housewives? They like brought up the fact that she's separated from her husband, some white German man. But it's just like, I did, okay. And they showed a preview of the season, and apparently, even though she starts off as one of Karen's friends, it looks like her and Karen end up falling out. Because I saw a few moments where they kind of, she's not on Karen's side. It is kind of giving, it is a bit, right, Ray? I just said, she's interesting. We'll see what happens there. I do think it was funny that while they were trying on those dresses, Stacy and the other woman who they were with were sipping on champagne, and they gonna ask Karen, "Are you okay if we're drinking this champagne?" Like, this is what I'm talking about, how they're gonna constantly be bringing up Karen's DUI and just kind of like throwing it in her face. I feel bad for Karen, and I know Karen is annoyed, and a lot of her annoyance in her face, I think, comes from knowing that these girls are going to continue to bring up this DUI. Like, period. It's just gonna happen. So Gizelle decides to throw Karen a B-Day luncheon called the Hattitude party. The thing about this Hattitude party is that it just further shows how tacky Gizelle is, and honestly, all the ladies of Potomac. Every time they're on screen, it's just like,
what you say?
Motherfucker tired.
You got that DUI. What?
Motherfucker tired.
You what?
Motherfucker tired.
It's true. I am. I'm sick and tired of seeing these girls look a mess. I'm not understanding it, and it just doesn't stop. Gizelle throws this Hattitude party and says that if the girls get an attitude, then they have to wear a taco hat, a construction hat, or what was the other option? A banana hat. It's just like, how old are we? What are we doing? I know we can come up with something better than this. It was just so like, oh God, what are we doing? All of that just for this to be an opportunity for her to pump whoever's hat business that was, those fedoras she had them put on by the end of it. It's like, who the fuck hats are those? And if that's all this was, you should have just did that from the jump. I'm surprised she didn't have Raggedy Robin's hats out there in the back. So Gizelle does mention that her and Wendy aren't friends anymore. Or excuse me, they aren't beefing anymore. They're not friends, but there's no beef. And at the end of the day, we know what's really going on. Wendy, your girl gone. Candace. Gizelle, your girl's gone. Robin. That's just what it is. Y'all cannot keep fighting like this. At this point, y'all really don't have a reason to keep fighting. Like, I feel like the real beef was always between Candace and Robin. Like, that was the nucleus of everything. So it's just like, listen, y'all got to, at this stage in the game, or it was between Robin and Wendy. Like, Karen and Wendy, I just feel like, yeah, get it together. So Ashley walks in and brings a bounce back basket as a gift for Karen, and in it are Uber cards. Shade. Like, shade. This is what I'm talking about. The constant bringing up of this fucking DUI. And in Ashley's confessionals, she keeps mentioning, like, throwing shade a little bit. Like, That's not what I expected from Karen. I can't believe this is Karen's second time. Da, da, da. It's just like, Ashley, Karen must get you together at some point in this season because her confessionals are so shady. It's like, okay, I'm looking forward to see how we end up here because, yeah, she just doesn't let up. Just to bring it back to Gizelle and Wendy, Gizelle says that she's in a more peaceful, like empathetic place after her father's passing, and that's why she has a new look on her and Wendy's relationship. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we saw some previews of her and Wendy kind of joking around with each other. Wendy says she wants to sleep with Gizelle if she had to choose one of the ladies. It's like, okay, girls, they both boring to me. They both tacky to me. They both, bleh. So yeah, I hated Wendy's confessional look. She had on like a blue dress with the matching blue gloves. Hated it. I'm sorry, but I just hated it. I want the girls to keep it simple because when they do too much, it does too much. Mia's friend Jacqueline shows up to the party and mentions that she talked to Karen and that Karen sounded drunk. Shade. Here we go. Now every time somebody talks to Karen, it's gonna be Karen didn't sound like herself. Karen sounded like she. It's just like girls, girls, girls. But yeah, Jacqueline says that, and I feel like Jacqueline's also kind of stirring the pot because she wants a seat here. She wants a certified seat. She wants to be a part of this cast. She sees the money coming in with Mia, and she wants some of this bread. Her and Mia's relationship is so odd to me, but whatever, girl. They done shared penis and licked at each other's coochies and stuff. They're just a different type of friend group, period. Mia's friend Jazzy is also in attendance. She looks very cute. And she also like reluctantly shared that her man is a football player. I said, girl, yeah, it's best you keep that information to yourself because now that you put that information out, people are going to go looking for him. Now they're going to be throwing their coochies at him just off the strength of knowing that he exists. Like, that's what happens with these television shows. I wish he never said his name because I just hate to see a relationship be ruined because of this fucking TV shit. Boom. So yeah, the cigar fedoras, the cigar bar fedoras start to get passed around. Gizelle's giving people names and placing the fedoras on top of their heads. Hated it. Just this is what makes reality TV not enjoyable to me. It just starts to feel like this is just an opportunity for everybody to plug their shit. It's starting to get very yuck to me. Like, can y'all just, I want y'all to act like they're not filming. Can we do that for once? Someone asked how tall is Ink though. I think me is like 6 feet with no heels. So he's probably like a cool 5'10". Let's give him 5'10". But look, she like that ink pen. So I'm gonna let it draw. Go ahead and do what you do, girl. Um, anyway, at one point during this Hattitude party, Karen says she wants to know who the real soldiers to Karen Huger are. I said, oh, Karen ain't playing. She said, put your boots on, ho. I need to know which one of y'all's are riding and which one of y'all's is not riding. Cause yeah. Um, I feel her. I think she's like already at her wits end. Like, I need to know who's actually fucking with me and who's not because I don't need y'all constantly bringing up this DUI. I don't need y'all tiptoeing around it and saying little weird shit and like throwing shade. Like, who's with me and who's not? Because I'm gonna hold you accountable if you do some shit that's not something a friend would do. So I appreciated her asking that question. Gizelle brings up G&A. G&A is Gizelle and Ashley's athleisure line. It's very much giving She by Sheree, the fashion show with no fashions. It's just like, apparently nothing was on the site as well, so it's really giving She by Sheree. It's like what was at the runway show was not on the website. Has anybody in here purchased anything from G&A? Let me know in the comments if you purchased something from G&A. I personally am not interested in purchasing anything from them, but congratulations to the ladies for starting a business. What can you do? So somehow they get into a conversation around Mia and G, And Gizelle says to Mia, "You did not do a good job of protecting your kids." And what she's talking about is Mia's this story about how the kids found out that Mia was dating somebody else. Apparently, the kids walked in on Mia in bed with DJ Inkpen. And that's what Gizelle was saying. You didn't protect them enough because there was a lot of mixing and mingling going on. And And Mia is heartbroken by this. Mia goes and runs in the bathroom and she's boohoo crying. Like she's genuinely upset. So that's how the show ended. Am I looking forward to the season? Of course. I want to know where the story goes. I want to know who stays and who goes. I saw Kiana is going to end up coming back, if that's how you pronounce her name. I'm looking forward to seeing her. I'm looking forward to see this fallout with Stacy and Karen, like what ends up happening. I love Potomac. Even as like tacky and, you know, it seems kind of aimless sometimes. I still am excited to see it all go down. Are you all looking forward to the rest of the season? She's right, though. Keep them out of the storyline. That part. I think that's what she was upset about. It's just like, don't bring the kids up. And she has every right. Because Gizelle certainly doesn't want anybody talking about her daughters. So, yeah. I wish Candace stayed, but she got problems. What problems does she have that everybody else don't? I want to know. I think Candace... I just don't think these are her girls. Point blank, period. I think for Candace, she kind of started getting tired of acting like she was cool with people. And anger problems. I don't think she has anger problems. But I do think that she just doesn't really like anybody on this show. Yeah. Fun fact. Okay. I was going to read a comment, but it's a whole lot of nothing. Okay, so boom. Karen Scholl got the heat off of her at that table. She sure did. Karen said, "Let me get into these deviled eggs and I'm going to let y'all just fight it out." That's it. Especially with a kid on the way, she'll pop off about her child for sure. Absolutely. I don't think that reality TV is a good environment for a new mother. I think it's a good idea that she took a step back. And I don't think she's never going to come back. I think she plans on coming back. I just think she wanted to have this baby in peace, which is smart. So good for her. All right. Are you girls ready to talk about Real Housewives of New York? Who's ready to talk about Real Housewives of New York? Raise your hand. Well, the thing about the New York franchise is that you either like it or you don't. It's not black, although there are some black women on the show. It's not a complete black cast. So keep that in mind. Why do you think she's so quick to go below the belt? You're talking about Candace? I don't think she's quick to go below the belt, but I think all of the women throw shade when they feel it's necessary as a form of defense. I think Candace has gotten a lot better with the way that she handles her interactions with the ladies. And sometimes it's warranted when she's like getting into it with them. So yeah, let's get into Real Housewives of New York. It opens up with the like a BTS scene showing the ladies taking their the marketing pictures for the show where they like are holding the apple, and apparently Brynn and Uba are not fucking with each other. We got some previews of the season, and Brynn and Uba are fully getting into it, calling each other all types of names. Brynn telling Uba, "You not Naomi." Uba telling Brynn, "Naomi wish." I'm like, well, I can't wait till Naomi get a hold of this. I want to see what she got to say to that, or if she even responds to that. I appreciate the new New York franchise because I think it really does exemplify rich New York women, and like rich new New York women. Even though some of these women are from New York, it just gives kind of like new New York vibes to me. So I don't know. I like it so far. So Pop, yeah, there's a beef between Bryn and Uba. They roll it back, and now we're starting the season. Bryn has moved into a super cute apartment. She's in Gramercy Park. She said she needed some more space. She got a dog. What does Bryn do as a job? I feel like they mentioned it last season. Wasn't it like a consultant type job? It was giving like consultant type situation. Whatever it is, she is living great. That is a very expensive area. So I was like, excuse him, why? You go, girl. Love that. Jessel and her husband are still walking around, backs hunched, but they're having a good time. They were talking about kids and whether or not she wanted to unfreeze some of those embryos that they're holding in Beverly Hills and have a baby girl. She has 2 twin boys and she wants to have one more kid, but her husband's not with it. Would you have a kid even though you know your partner doesn't really want one? I always wonder in like a marriage situation how that works out. Like if your partner really doesn't want another kid, do you have it anyway? I wonder what they're gonna end up doing. In the next scene, we see Aaron. Aaron, I don't know if you all know this, but Aaron is a Zionist. It's true. She's a Zionist. I went on her page. This was last year. I don't know why. I think I saw an ad with her in it. And I went on her page and I just saw a whole bunch of stuff talking about like release the kidnapped, this, that, and the third, and just posting a lot of like Israel propaganda. And I said, oh, wow. And then it all like made sense because she's Israeli, right? Isn't her family from Israel? So it's like, okay, that's it. So I blocked her because I never want to see her page ever again. Just go. So that's how I feel about Aaron as a whole. Like learning that about her, I said, there we go. It's all making sense. Rebecca Minkoff is introduced as, is she a cast member or just a friend of? She's friends with Aaron. She's meeting Aaron and Uba for a little drinky drink. Rebecca Minkoff, if you don't recognize that name, she has stores in New York, San Fran, LA, Hong Kong, Tokyo, and Korea. As Bryn mentioned, you can find her in your local Nordstrom Rack. Shade, but it's true. That lady, I've seen her stuff everywhere. TJ Maxx, Nordstrom Rack. She's a huge, big name when it comes to retail. So I said, hey, and that's what I love about New York. It's like these women are doing things. I like that. So yeah, already I felt like the season was starting with some mess. Like at this lunch with Rebecca Minkoff and Uba and Aaron brings up the fact that her and Bryn are having this issue because Aaron, supposedly she told Bryn that she was in the Hamptons and so was Jenna Lyons, and Jenna's car broke down, and so Aaron offered to get Jenna an Uber, and she got her the Uber, and Jenna never paid her back, and apparently it was like a really expensive Uber, like $250. And do I like Aaron? No. But do I agree with Aaron? Like, I don't give a fuck if you think I got money or not, and I don't give a fuck if you think it's like that, bitch. If a Uber is $250, courtesy, give me my $250. It's not like a $50 Uber. It's $250. Like, I would want my money back too. Well, apparently she was telling Bryn this story, and she jokingly, according to Aaron, said that Jenna must be having some money problems. So Bryn took this seriously and told Jenna what Aaron said, being messy. Bryn's messy. We gotta just be able to stand on that. Bryn is messy. As lighthearted as she tries to play it, she's messy. She likes to play around. And this is why I say it kind of gives boarding school vibes. You got a little bit of Mean Girl. You got a little bit of like just pot stir type shit, just like catty type shit with them all the time. Yeah, it's just a bit odd. So boom, in the next scene, Sai and Jessel go to a cold plunge spot, and they catch up, and Sai basically shares where she stands with the ladies. Sai was getting on my nerves. The thing about Sai was just doing too much. Sai was like, I think Sai thought that we were gonna love her like being like around and just like getting on it and just being so New York. And it's like, it's actually reading more like bitch. Not like you're being real, but just like you're being a bitch and being judgmental and like being annoying. And so I think that after seeing the way people responded to the way that she showed up last season, she has decided to show up differently this season. She's trying to make amends with people. She's apologizing all across the board. She got into it with almost everybody last season, or had some kind of friction with everybody. And this season, she mentions that her and Brynn are still at odds. She's pretty good with everybody else, but her and Brynn still haven't spoken. So there's that. There's a new housewife. Her name's Raquel. Raquel would basically be like Charlotte from Sex and the City if Charlotte was Puerto Rican and a lesbian. Raquel is a art curator, and her and Jenna Lyons are really close friends. I think Raquel being on the show is a good ad. She's a New York lady. Love that she's a lesbian. Love that Jenna Lyons isn't the only lesbian on the show. Lots of lesbians in New York, so makes sense. Lots of like, also like very boss lesbians in New York. I just like that. I want to see both of them standing in power suits together. I would love that look. But Raquel, she's like, she really does this. Her artwork, or she's curated artwork for And Just Like That, Empire, and what else did she say? Severance. So she be working. I said, okay, Raquel. I'm excited to see her and what she does on the show. Let's get back to Aaron. There's a scene where Aaron is at the ice cream spot with her kids and her husband. And Aaron and her husband are having some problems, which I saw happening. I could feel it. Aaron did share that her mother's going through chemo, and her husband feels like maybe that's why she's being so like round. But I think it's just like, I don't know, something gives that Aaron be looking at other men. Correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't it give that vibe that like if somebody was gonna step out, it would be Aaron? Or maybe Abe has stepped out. Her husband's name is Abe. Maybe he stepped out. I don't know. But it definitely gives that to me. That's the vibe. Can I also note that never mind. Anyway, so yeah, another thing that I like about New York is that when the girls get together, they don't shy away. Hey, Tasha, they don't shy away. Oh, they don't. Okay, I don't think that YouTube is safe. I don't think it's safe. First of all, let me explain my outfit. I wore this because Beyonce just wore this in her Sir Davis shoot, and I thought it was so cute. But what is that about? Somebody just wrote in the comments, black oily forehead. Damn. No, Morgan, it's actually disgusting, but I'm only on here because I'm still getting the Patreon set up. What's really going on? Oh. It's true, Tasha. Oh. I said, oh, wow. Okay. Like, really, I plan on it. Yuck. Because I'm still not giving it to you like I would, because I want to save like very personal commentary, you know, to be behind the paywall. No, incognito, they're just gross. Or maybe a little bit of both. But anyway, thank you to the moderators who are removing those comments, because it's definitely giving yuck. No LW. They were talking about my black oily forehead. Anti-way. The last scene of Real Housewives of New York's first episode, has all the girls at this rooftop bar in New York, which I also have to say, like, all the places that the girls went to on this episode, it looks so good. I'm like, where was Uba, Rebecca Minkoff, and Aaron eating at? Like, what little cafe was that? Because it wasn't a little cafe, it was huge. I want to know where they were. Where did Sai and Jessel go for that cold plunge? Because it looks so luxe. Like, where were y'all? You know, everything just looked like I need to know where these places are. And that's what I love about New York too. It's that you're gonna get put on to places to go to. Really nice looking places. So at this last, or excuse me, in this last scene, you just see that Bryn kind of is like at odds with multiple people. Sai basically gets on Bryn about causing trouble between Aaron and Jenna, because Jenna does reach out to Aaron and gives her a heads up that, hey, the girls asked me about this, situation that we've already resolved, about me not paying you back for this Uber, and you mentioning that I have money problems. And Aaron, someone who really cares about what people think about her, she really was upset that these girls had this conversation and that they're dressing it up like she really was thinking Jenna's having money problems. Her whole thing was, I was just saying it as a joke. And Bryn's thing is, why would that be a joke? But it's like, Bryn, I feel it though. Aaron probably did say it seriously, and now she's trying to line it up like she didn't. Jenna's apartment is beautiful. It's beautiful. Yeah, thank you, Virgella. Yes, y'all like the live for me. What else? I mean, that was basically it. I'm interested in seeing the season. I feel like all these girls have something to prove. And so I'm interested to see how everybody shows up in every episode. Is it worth watching? If you like reality television and if you like housewife shit. It's not a game changer, but if you want something that you can watch, or you don't have to watch the entire time, you could be doing other shit, then it's a show that I think you might enjoy. Period. So yeah, what y'all think about Real Housewives of New York? Side note, I think you should do $10, $20 YouTube subscriptions instead of Patreon at this point. I was thinking about that, Kimmy. I was thinking about that. That was. That was. You better know. So, I don't watch Salt Lake City. I couldn't get into it. I tried the first season and it was just like, meh. But I do see clips on TikTok. It's cool. But I don't think I'd be able to get into it. I'm just not interested in any of the ladies. The one black woman that's on there is really odd to me. I don't know if I'll see myself seriously getting into that. Did y'all have any commentary on Potomac or New York, or anything specifically from the first episodes that you wanted to bring up? Mary is insane. I have not. Right. I may watch Love is Blind. I feel like Love is Blind low-key might be more of an interesting thing to talk about, because after doing all of this, I'm just like, snooze. Like, I don't know about you guys, but was this that enjoyable to me? Not really. Like, could I see myself doing this every week? I could, but I don't think I'd want to. I gotta be honest. I don't know what it is. It's like, maybe I could talk about this casually one time for the one time, but talk about this every week? I just don't know. Love is Blind, maybe because of what they're talking about, feels more like, okay, we could really do a deep dive. You know what I mean? But I don't know. Something about Real Housewives, that just drained the shit out of me. I like Tell Me Lies. I haven't watched the new New York. I was watching your commentary to see if I should start. Did the commentary help? I bet it didn't. I might start Real Housewives of New York. I just started Real Housewives of Atlanta, so that's taking up my time. Okay, heard. That's what, Sabrina, I feel that way too. Something more entertaining. Okay. Let me think about this. Because I'm also like, no, because I'm also fleshing out like what I'm doing. Um, mm-hmm. I'm really trying to flesh out what it is exactly I'm gonna be doing on Patreon. And so yeah, we'll see. I appreciate the feedback and y'all's thoughts. It definitely helps me to like figure out what I'm doing. So thank you all for watching. If you're watching the replay, thank you so much for joining me and sticking around. I will be seeing you girls. Okay, fabulous LW. I'll be seeing you girls next Monday for the vlog and hopefully on Patreon next week. So, yes, I've been on for 45 minutes, Sasha, but you can watch this back. So, okay, thank you. All right. So, thank you so much, Kimmy. Yeah, so I'm going to go. This was a blast. I will see you girls the next time I go live or on Patreon or in the vlog. See ya.